Hello again, and welcome to another edition of The Buzz. I'm Jay Prauner, along with my co-host Tom Behmer. We kick off the show with some kudos. Did you have a chance to get one for today?
That's great that you say we kick off the show with some kudos, because my kudo goes to someone who kicked the football a lot. Wayne State's punter, Randy Wyke, averaged 47.4 yards per punt last week, while helping lead Wayne State to a upset of the number one team in NCAA Division, what are they, Division 2?
Yeah.
Minnesota Duluth. Wyke, who's a Pierce graduate, had some well-documented legal battles when he was younger. It's the type of thing that at his age, for a teenager, you get into a lot of trouble. It could be kind of that proverbial death penalty. He obviously hasn't let it hold him back, and he's making the most of his opportunity now and doing a good job for Wayne State, and he was named the NSIC Special Teams Player of the Week.
Well deserved. My kudos, I guess we're sticking with the Wayne State theme this week, because my kudos go to a pair of former area standouts in Aaron Konachek of Clarkson and Kevin Paulson of Pierce High School. Those two teamed up to make the play of the game in the upset of Minnesota Duluth. Konachek blocked the punt, and Paulson scooped it up and ran 36 yards for the touchdown for the upset win. Let's now go to Eddie on the spot. This week, Eddie speaks with Norfolk High volleyball coach Michelle Fisher.
Well, Coach, you got through the opening night of the home schedule. I know the second set, you guys held the momentum. You sort of lost it right at the tail end. Do you think that set the tone for going into the third and final set?
I'm not sure. We've had some issues this season with finishing a ball game, and so when they got to 21 and we started panicking a little bit, and they just need to keep their composure. I think that's what set the tone in the second set is just we got to keep calm in those tight spots and trust our skills to take us to the end of the game.
So overall, the crowd really had to help you guys tonight.
Oh, our fans were awesome tonight. The girls have been spreading around school. They want to pack the gym this week because we have 2 home games, and I think that message came out loud and clear. The band came tonight. That was a big momentum boost. The crowd was cheering and getting into it. I think that's one of the first times, since I've been here at Norfolk, that the fan was the student body, the Panther posse, was actually creating some cheers and creating some noise.
I know you had a chance to see Northstar at the Lincoln Public Schools tournament. How did that help you from playing them Friday and now again on Tuesday night?
We knew kind of their offense. We knew that their outsides only really go cross court, so we adjusted our defense a little bit to that, and Shannon Elkins really stepped in and did some good things. We also knew they ran a 6-2, so it gives you a good look on some things, and we knew it was going to come down to serve receive, and unfortunately ours broke down a little bit more than theirs did, but I thought it was a really fun match. Both teams played really hard, and it was good volleyball.
So, do you have any other final thoughts on tonight?
Nope, just come to the gym on Thursday because it's going to be Columbus, and we got that Maroon Point coming at it, and that's going to be a good, fun match.
For the NorfolkDailyNews.com, I'm Eddie Evans.
Thanks for that wonderful piece, Eddie.
Hey, let's talk a little pro football quickly. My most surprising 2-0 team is the Buffalo Bills, and my most surprising 0-2 team is the Minnesota Vikings.
I would agree with you that the Bills are a surprising 2-0 team, and I would call the Vikings a satisfactory 0-2 team.
Many people might think the Lions at 2-0 is a surprise, but they've actually, won, I think it's 8 games in a row, maybe 7. They won their last 4 regular season games last year, didn't make the playoffs, and won 4 preseason games, and now 3. So what are we up to, 11?
10. Once we got to 5, I was done.
Let me get my calculator. Moving to college football, dug this little stat up just here the last few minutes. 32 of the 120 football bowl subdivision teams are undefeated. And that number will be reduced to 7 this weekend, as Nebraska and Wyoming has won a 7 matchup of undefeated FBS teams.
And that Nebraska-Wyoming matchup is the most highly anticipated matchup of all the undefeated teams, because we all know how tough it is to play in Laramie.
Well,
is that where Wyoming plays? Is it Laramie?
Yeah,
in front of Wyoming City I could think of.
And I think they're their stadium holds maybe 40,000.
But when you're when you're in a sea of brown, things become rather difficult, and that's what the Huskers are going to find themselves in.
That wasn't a good image in my mind, a sea of brown. Hey, time for you to update us on the high school football.
The biggest number that really sticks out to me after last week's high school football is Tom Pites of Crofton. He ran for 404 yards in a 51-21 win over Wisner-Pilger. That's 10 yards shy of setting the all-class 11-man state record. I kind of emailed back and forth with Crofton coach Tony Hoffman a little bit on Monday, and he said, if I'd have known that, I'd have given him another carry, which obviously he was kidding about, but maybe he would have given him another carry because that's a nice record to have. Another big win for Humphrey this week. They defeated Newman Grove 40-0 behind the play of running back Alex Hubenka. All-purpose, do-everything guy Dexter Hansel and first-year quarterback Mark Bender. This week, though, it doesn't get any easier for the Bulldogs because they will host Howells. Keeping in the theme of whenever I cover a team, that team plays Howells the next week.
Thanks for joining Tom and I, and be sure to join us again next Wednesday on the next edition of The Buzz.